and I was interested in cars, and I thought the automotive industry would be an interesting place because it was going through, I knew it was going through enormous changes, and it was intrinsically an interesting industry. So I wrote to all of the major car companies, to Ford and Vauxhall and Roots that existed in those days, and BMC as it was in those days, and Lucas and so on, saying I'm about to graduate from Oxford. Have you got anything that interests me? Several of them wrote back saying, yes, we're interested in people like you. Ford wrote back and said, we're particularly interested in people graduating from Oxford and Cambridge. Come and have an interview. One of them, BMC, which subsequently became British Leyland, wrote back saying, we don't recruit graduates, which later in my career I used to look back on with some mild amusement. But anyway, Ford wrote and said, we're very interested in talking to you. They interviewed me, very quickly offered me a job as a graduate trainee. And in those days, intakes into that sort of company went on a sort of cook's tour around the company from department to department. And I joined them in September 1962. And I always remember going into Dagenham the first day in a coach with all the other graduate intakes in that day, and one of them shouted out, I wonder where the computers are that run this place. And I thought, computers? What are computers? And do they run this place? Subsequently, of course, I realised the chap was talking through his hat to think that in 1962 there were computers running the place. But anyway, we started the course.
But seriously, I mean, had you not heard of computers at that time?
I vaguely heard. And I remember having lunch somewhere in Oxford, talking to other students, somebody saying, God, the most boring thing one could go and do would be a computer programmer. And I had no idea what sort of job that would be.